How to create a Wix website. Hey everyone and welcome, I hope you're all doing great. In this video I will show you in depth how to create a site with Wix and also how to adjust it, how to design it, and also how to pretty much just set things up so you can begin your journey with your website on Wix. This is not going to be a Wix Studio website, this is going to be the default Wix site. So if you're planning on building a Wix Studio website, this is not going to be the video for you. This is going to be for the default one. With that being said, let's just go in and start with the first step, which is going to be going to wix.com. So just go in and go to wix.com on any browser that you prefer. And then once you open up your wix.com, you basically just want to sign up for free. And by the way, everything that I'm about to show you is completely for free. You don't have to pay for anything, unless you want to actually upgrade and get more features and remove all the watermarks and accept payments. In that case, you will need to upgrade. But building the actual website is completely for free. So let's just go and get started. So once you create your account for free, you are going to go to the main dashboard here. As you can see, you're going to find a sites tab here. As you can see, I am on the sites tab. And once you go to the sites tab, you basically just want to click on create new site. Now, if it's your first time, I believe you're going to find it in the middle, but you're going to also find it on the top right. Either way, just click on create new site. And this is going to begin the process here for us. And here we can start with the site creation. This is for Wix Studio, so I'm just going to build with the default Wix editor because, like I said, we're not going to be doing Wix Studio. And by the way, if you don't know, there's a difference, a huge difference between the two, Wix and Wix Studio. They're not the same. Okay, so now this is the screen that you should start with once you actually click on create new site. In here, it actually asks you to start building with AI if you want to, and if that's what you want, you can just click on start chat. And that's pretty much how it works, is that they're going to ask you a few questions, and you're going to just write a few prompts just to let AI understand better what you're trying to achieve with your site. And this is how it works. But personally, I always prefer to go without AI. So setup without chat is the way to go for me. You can go with any of them. Either way is going to work fine. All of the details and design aspects you can always just change at any point. So I'm just going to click on setup without chat. And if you want to follow along, feel free to do so. If you want to go with the AI one, also feel free to do so. If you chose to go with this one, then you're going to have this page, which you can feel free to skip because it's not too important, because anything that you do here, you can do later on. But I highly recommend, if you followed through, to actually fill this up, because this is going to make things a lot easier for you and install things rather than having to go through them one by one later on. So what I suggest that you do is first think to yourself what kind of website that you want to actually create, whether it's going to be a blog, whether it's going to be a portfolio, like what type of website, and also not only the type of website but also the niche. So for example, if your website is for photography, then you want to search for photography websites and so on. So let's just go ahead and go for a simple one and do a blog as an example here. But obviously, just go ahead and search for your niche and also the type of website. This is going to actually make a difference a little bit, and I will show you how in a second. But even if you skip this, it's completely fine. You're not really losing much. So click on continue once you select the most accurate description to your site. And let's just go and wait for this to load up our dashboard and fill out a few more information here. Okay, so once you're on this screen, it's going to ask you a few questions based off of the previous question, which is what type of website you want to create. So the first one is always going to be the same. Enter the name of your site, and you would want to give it a name. So I'm just going to do blog space as an example. I'm not really sure what I want to name it anyway. I'm just going to click on continue. And now it's also going to ask me what are your goals for the site. So this is also going to based off of this, it's going to show you what apps would probably work well for you. So for example, if you are into selling products or you want to actually create an online store with your Wix website, which you need to upgrade for, by the way, then you would want to check this. And if you want to do something else like offer services, also feel free to do so. If you want to do more things like promote myself, build a community, just go ahead and select whichever one is going to suit you best. So I think I'm just going to do sell products, and I'm also going to do, let's just go ahead and display creative work, for example. So let's say portfolio and also selling products. So if that's the case, just click on continue. And now it's going to go to the Wix apps, and the apps that it actually showed here for me and selected for me are based off of pretty much what we just did earlier. When it comes to the blog, selection, if it was for photography, it's going to be a little bit different for you. So anything that you chose is going to reflect the type of apps that it's going to automatically add for you. But again, like I said, if you skipped all the previous steps, you can always go to the Wix app market and install these apps that you see in front of you manually. This is why I recommended that you do it like right away, because it's just going to make things easier for you to install. So I'm just going to remove Instagram feed, keep online store, and also keep the blog one, obviously, because, I chose blog. And I'm just going to go for forms as well. Let's just go for it. And click on continue. This is going to pretty much just click on, continue the dashboard. Is going to set things up for us. And now we're on the main dashboard. And here is pretty much, where all the magic happens, because you are going to always see this dashboard whenever you actually visit your site. And here you can feel free to design your site. You can access the settings. You can access your blogs if you want to do blogs anyway. If it's, products, then you can always just manage your products. So pretty much managing your entire site is going to be through this dashboard. And to access this dashboard at any point given, it's very simple. You just want to go to wix.com. And if you have multiple different sites, it's going to show you a list of the different sites that you have. And you should be able to find it right away. Just click on select site, and this is going to right away take you to the dashboard, which we were in just now. So now that we're on this main dashboard, you can feel free to go ahead and set up using this startup setup. But what I usually do is a little bit different. I go with my own way. So the first thing before we even design the site itself is we want to go to this main dashboard and scroll down to the bottom until we find settings. And within the settings tab, it's going to be a little bit of a headache, but you need to get it out of the way as soon as possible, because there's going to be a bunch of information here that you actually need to fill out like right away, just to pretty much increase your visits and your actual information about your business and site. Everything is going to be within these settings, so you need to actually fill them out as soon as possible, because at some point you are going to have to. So if we go to settings here, we can go to the finance and payments section here. If you want to basically sell items or add an online store, you can always just start by adding a payment method. But again, this is going to be for the upgraded version, otherwise you're not going to be able to receive payments. But if you want to accept payments, just click on settings, go to finance payments, click on accept payments, and this is going to allow you to set up the payment methods. Now, for me, I have Stripe, PayPal, and also different payment options here. But it could possibly look different for you, and it could have different services out there. This depends on your location. So for my location, I have Stripe as the main one for the credit card and debit card payments to accept them. And obviously PayPal. PayPal is usually going to be there for you, but you may find different services. So just make sure you do your research, see which services is better for your location, and just go ahead and set it up. Now, this again is just going to be for those who want to sell items, but then you also have more important things that you would need to fill out. For example, if you have a domain that you want to connect, you want to go to the site domain and SEO options, and obviously enter your domain to your site and connect them. This way you don't go to wix.com/whatever it may be. So it's going to actually be your domain. And this is going to be obviously more professional and going to increase your professionalism, you could say. And then you can obviously here set up your plans and manage them, and also set up your business email, and you're going to be able to find site member settings in here. But you can always just go to the general settings, and in here you can just go to roles and permissions to set those up, but I wasn't really intending to go here. What I wanted to actually go to is general, and then you want to go to business information. This is very important because here you can add your logo, your business name, and also your location and stuff if your business is somewhere to be visited. So these things are very important. So just go to logo here, click on add logo, and you can just go ahead and upload an image right away by clicking on upload media, upload from computer, and you can just upload your logo. I'm just going to use this one as if it was our logo. It's not. I'm just going to use it. So you can just upload that and click on choose file, and it's going to pretty much, create that logo for you. This, like I said, this is not our logo. It's way too large of an image to become a logo, but I'm just going to keep it anyway. And then here, you're going to add a category and also a short description for your entire business and site. Once that's done, you click on save, and we're good to go. We can always just go back to settings. And again, you're going to have to take your time and see through the settings here. See which setting is actually important to fill out, and go through it one by one and set them up. Not everything is like highly important. Just go for the more important ones out there and set them up. Now that the boring stuff is out of the way, and I'm sorry if I bored you here, but this is actually very important. Now we can just go to home page. And if we just go to the home page here, we can always just go to the design element of our site. If it's your first time designing it, it's going to say design site on the top right. But later on, it's going to say edit site because you already have a design. So that's in the future. But if it's your first time, just click on design site on the top right. And this is going to show us two different methods that we can design our site with, either with AI. Again, this is going to be more like question and answer type of stuff, but you're going to have to come up with really good prompts in order to capture exactly what you want your site to look like. If you prefer that way, just click on generate a design and go for it. Just add your prompt and you're good to go. But you can always just go ahead and pick a template that is pre-made and just completely just change it. Change the colors, change the images, change the text. So it's going to be a lot easier this way. I mean, for me personally, because like I said, I don't really like to generate stuff with AI. I prefer to just go for a template and completely change it to my actual branding and, liking. So I'm just going to click on pick a template, but if you want to click on generate a design, it's completely fine. So I'm just going to click on pick a template. Now here's something interesting. If you've picked, for example, that your site is a blog site, it's going to give you templates for blogs. Now this is not a must. You can feel free to change that. You can feel free to just go to search all templates and just search your own type of template. So what kind of website that you want. For example, for photography, you can just go for photography, and you're going to find photography as a category on its own. If it's for video editing, you can also search that up, and you're going to find different templates for each category. So you can just look up anything. But if you picked blog, for example, you're going to find best matches for that. So that's kind of neat. And here you're going to find plenty of different templates. Just browse through them. See which one is going to be a better starting point and just pick it. Don't be too picky with them, because at the end of the day, you can feel free to completely change it to your liking. Just pick a good starting point and use that as the canvas, basically. Okay, so as you can see, I personally did not go for blog. I went for store and I went for home and decor. And I'm just going to go for this one as an example. You can feel free to view it beforehand. And if you like it, just click on edit. Remember, don't be too picky because we can change everything. So if it's your first time, it's going to take a little bit of time, especially if you added different apps from the previous section. This is going to be because, it's actually installing the apps for you and on the store itself. So, or not store, website. So it's going to take a little bit of time. And once it loads in, I'm going to show you how the Wix website editor works. It's very easy and simple, and you're going to love it. So yeah, this loads in, but at the same time, it's just going to take a little bit of time. As you can see, it's just going to start loading in some stuff. So yeah, I'm just going to skip ahead and show you what's next. Okay, so once the loading is done, congratulations, you have your site ready to go. Now, obviously, you just want to replace everything that is on your site with stuff that you actually want to have. So images, text, logo, menu items, and also more things here as well. Every single element that you see on here is adjustable and you can feel free to change it. So don't worry about that. Now, here's the thing. First, we want to basically see how many pages there are. For each template, it's going to be a little bit different. And also, we want to have you could say, a plan on our notebook or something on what type of pages that we actually want to have. Now, each person of you lovely people watching is going to have a different idea. Because someone who wants to focus on a blog is going to have a different idea from someone who wants to focus on their portfolio and so on. So now that we have this out of the way, first I'd like to zoom in to 100. This just makes things a lot easier to see. But to get to the pages section, you are going to go to the dashboard on the left side. And let's just go ahead and introduce what these elements are. First is the plus icon, which is going to allow you to add elements. This could be text, images, and pretty much everything else. Here you're going to have different sections that you can add, but I prefer to add them from here by just going to the top or the end of each section. A section is pretty much, as you can see, an empty space, or not empty. It's going to be empty, but then you basically fill that empty space with specific elements. This is going to separate one section from another. So this section is going to have a banner image with some text and a button. But the next section is going to have the different products that we sell. This is pretty much what sections are for. Then we also have some other thing here, which is the pages and menu, which what we want to actually talk about now. Site design is going to be the general design aspect of your site. Apps is pretty much the app market, and also my business, media, and CMS is for later purposes. I'm not going to talk about them right now. But anyways, to focus on what we actually wanted to do is we wanted to go to pages and menu here. And in here, you're going to find the different pages that are available on the template that you chose. Now, for me here, there's plenty of pages, and for me, I don't really want to have that many pages. So you can just feel free to remove them, hide them, whatever you want. And to do any of those things, you can just go to the three dots right next to any page, and you can feel free to delete them, hide them from the menu, or even create a drop-down menu if you want to by adding sub-pages. So it's up to you. I'm not going to do much here because, I'm not going to take too long here for you, but you can feel free to pretty much delete or add any pages from here. If you want to create a new page, you would want to go to add page here at the top, and this is going to allow you to create a blank page or one of the templates that are available. But I think I'm jumping the gun here. So we're going to start with the home page here, and let's talk about the actual builder itself. The Wix editor or builder is very simple. It's a drag and drop builder. It's pretty much, if you want to edit something, it's as simple as actually clicking on that thing. So for example, you see this text that says, is there such a thing as too many plants? If you click on this text about twice, it's actually going to give you the options to edit text. It's going to give you the option to generate text with AI and more things like animation, or even adding a link to it. This is not going to only work for text, this is going to work pretty much for any other element that you see. So click on it, is going to pop up this little box here with settings, and you can just change it. For example, if it's text, you can just click on it, click on edit text, and this is going to allow you to basically change it to your liking, as you can see. And then it's also going to show up the text settings here, and within the text settings you can format it to your liking when it comes to the font, when it comes to the you can actually make your text bold by highlighting a specific area and clicking on the bold icon, or italics or underline, and you can even change the color of your text and also highlights if you want. More things like linking and changing the alignment is also available, and more things like effects and so on. So this is pretty much for editing elements on your site. So again, just click on anything and you're going to be able to adjust it. So we already did text, so let's just grab this button instead. Click on that. You can just click on change text in order to do so, and then click on links to, and you can set it up to link to another page, for example, or you can set it up to link to a web address which is external, for example, google.com. And we want it to open with a new page. Click on done. Now pretty much whoever clicks on this is going to be taken to google.com. And when it comes to the background, again, just click on it. It's going to show you change background. Click on that. Click on image, and this is if you want to replace it with an image, obviously. Just click on upload media and upload from your computer, and you can just feel free to upload an image that you want to replace it with. But for the time being, I just wanted to keep it as it is. I have nothing else to add. Same goes for this as well. So now you know how to edit stuff, but how do you actually add stuff instead? In order to add stuff, first you can feel free to add a section. Like I said, just go to the end or the beginning of any section to do so, and click on add section. Once you do that, it's going to be pretty much an empty section here, and you want to fill it up with some aspects or elements. Doing so is very simple. You basically just want to go to add elements from the top left, and in here, as you can see, we have text, we have images, we have buttons, we have strips. Strips are pretty much you could say an empty space, but you can divide it into multiple different columns, and you can customize it more than a section would be customized, pretty much. Then you also have more stuff like boxes, menu, and anchors. If you want to add videos or even interactive stuff here, like slideshows and so on, all of these things are available in here for you to add, even custom codes if you want to. So all of these things you can feel free to add, and it's very simple to do so. Again, just go to anything, let's say image, and then we just want to click on upload image, or just drag and drop by holding left click and dropping it to the section. But I believe for the image, it's not like the rest of them. For example, if it's a button, we can drag and drop. But if it's an image, then we just want to click on the section and click on add elements, go to image, and click on it instead of dragging and dropping. Upload image. Let's just upload this one and add to page once it's done. And now we can just feel free to resize it to our liking, really. And then we can just feel free to, for example, add another element to the right of it. Most likely it's going to be text. So we can just click on that or drag and drop it. Doesn't really make a difference. Change the size for that, and again, just double click on it to change it and add text. And then again, when it comes to the formatting, it's completely up to you. What I'm going to do is just change the alignment to become in the middle. Now let's just go ahead and add our own button by going to add elements, button, change a button that you actually like, drag and drop, and then you can just feel free to change the size for it. And then if you click on it, you're going to be able to change the layout. You can feel free to change the design aspect for it, and even the colors. If you want to change the colors, just click on customize design, and you can change the background colors, you can change the text colors, and all of these things. So hopefully this was a informative overview of the editor for Wix. Now you know how to edit stuff, and now you know also how to add stuff. And you can also manage your pages from here as well. So we can just simply save and continue here. And now we can just click on exit. And by the way, you can feel free to publish right away, when you're actually ready, by just clicking on publish from the top right. And this is going to actually be public now if you want that to happen. But what I'm about to show you now is going to be within the dashboard, not within the site. So let's just go back to the site. I didn't really mean to exit out of this entire thing. Okay, so from the actual dashboard, we can do more stuff as well that we can't really do within the editor. For example, if you want to add products, you want to go to the catalog, and if you don't find the catalog, that means you did not add the store app to your site. To do so, you basically just want to go to the apps, app market, and just search for Wix stores and install it. Once it is installed, just refresh this page and go to catalog, go to store products. And this is going to allow you to pretty much just add products. Now, by default, you're going to find some sample products that Wix adds for you. But you can just click on new products from the top right and just add either a digital file or a physical product if you want, and fill the information that is proper to that. And you can feel free to obviously remove everything in here if you don't really want them. And this almost applies to all the different apps that you can install. For example, if it's a blog, you can just go to the blog section, and again, you need to install the blog app if you don't see it. See this section here. And here you can actually go ahead and manage your posts. You can manage your categories for different blogs, and all of these things are going to be manageable in here. If you want to create a new post, just go to blog, go to posts, and click on create new post. And basically, you're going to start writing your blog post. It's very simple and very straightforward, and it's going to be uploaded automatically to the category that you selected to. And hopefully this was a nice overview, and now you have more information about how to start your site with the Wix. Now, obviously, there's a lot of stuff that I didn't go into much detail but I really couldn't, because otherwise this video would have been a lot longer than this. So hopefully this was a good startup video for you guys, and hopefully you found this video to be helpful and informative, and thanks for watching.